Hello everyone. Welcome to 5 for 5. And as we wait for people to come on in, I want to say hello to everyone. Hey Rick, nice to see you. Today's going to be a great 5 for 5. We're going to wait for just another few minutes here and then we will start, but I want to thank you, Rick, for being on time and actually joining us. Great to see you. Can you hear me? Can you just put a yes or a no if you can't hear me? I am going to assume that you can hear me. Oh, cool. All righty. Alrighty, so we're just going to go ahead and start. I want to welcome everyone to 5 for 5. This is where we do 5 tips in 5 minutes. We meet every Tuesday at 2:00 p.m. And I give you those 5 for 5 tips in 5 minutes. And if you would be so kind to share this to your network, all you have to do is, if you are on an Android, you would swipe down on your phone and you can invite your network. And if you're on an iPhone, you will swipe to one side and you can do the same thing. And this, of course, will be up on replay. So today's topic is creating a Facebook group. First of all, let's explain the difference between a Facebook group and a Facebook fan page. So a Facebook group is really for members and group members to connect and share information with each other. You can collaborate on given topics, and it really is a conversation. In contrast to Facebook groups, we have fan pages or business pages, or they call them Facebook pages, and they're different than your profile page. Profile page, everyone has to have one in order to be on Facebook. But your fan page or your business page is a great way to set up your company's official Facebook profile. And it's where you can send out broadcasts and information to people that you want to reach. So today, specifically, we're going to do 5 tips in 5 minutes for how to create a Facebook group page. So tip number 1. First, you're going to go ahead and create the group. On the left-hand side of your Facebook screen, you will notice if you look all the way at the bottom where groups are, there will be a little button that says create a group. By the way, when you go back over to sparkitnetwork.com/Periscope, this particular checklist with graphics and little arrows and things will show you exactly how to do this. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to create a group, and it's on the left-hand side, and you're simply going to click the button. That's tip 1. Number 2, you're going to set up the group. The first thing they're going to ask you to do is give your group a name. And then you have to add at least one member to make your group go active. So I always suggest that you have a buddy out there that you have accountability or you work with, and you can invite them to be in your group so that while you're setting it up, it's not all the way out there. And then the next thing it's going to ask you to do is set your privacy. And you have 3 choices. You can make it public, you can make it closed, and you can make it secret. So public is exactly what it sounds like. Public is anyone and everyone can see the group, they can come in, they can add themselves, and they can comment and collaborate with people there. The second option is closed. Now, closed is for anyone that they can see the group, but in order to actually see the posts and write comments in there and everything, you have to be accepted by the admin, and that would be you if you're setting up a group page. And then finally, secret, and that means nobody can find it except if you send an invitation out to somebody. Okay, that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, the next thing that they're going to ask you to do is manage your group. And again, there's going to be a little graphic in this tutorial that I'm going to send out, and it's absolutely complimentary. As you look at your page in the top right-hand corner where the banner picture will go, there's a little button that says, actually it's 3 little dots, you click on it, and you're going to have the opportunity in that area to edit your group settings, to send messages, to create events, and you will also manage your group. So you're going to be clicking on the button that says manage your group, and it will take you to tip number 4. So tip number 4 is where you put all of your group information. It's going to ask you for a description. You want to make sure that you're very clear what your group is for. A lot of people will put groups up there, forget to put the information in there, and it becomes one big spam site. And most people don't want to be a part of a spam site. So you want to make sure that you put your description in, make sure what your qualifications are. You might say no links, you might say no promotions of products. Whatever it is that you want to do, that's what you're going to set up in the description. The second thing they're going to ask you for is an icon, so that you have a little bitty icon. Just like your personal profile, there's a little icon that has your face or your picture. So they're going to ask you to set something up. I would suggest you put your logo there. The next thing is the cover photo, and that's the banner. Now, what's really cool about that is you can create banners all the way on canva.com, canva.com. They have a Facebook template that's already there, and I would encourage you to create a banner that just doesn't say your name, but put your website there, put a call to action, tell people where you want them to go, maybe your Twitter handle, maybe because it's a Periscope, or maybe your YouTube channel. So use that space to give your calls to action. So that's number 4. And finally, number 5 is you're going to share your group. And I want to give you a couple of tips on that. You never want to, and I strongly suggest you don't want to just add people. People get really annoyed when you add them to groups, and I don't know for those of you who are listening how you feel about that, but if somebody adds you to a list without them asking, I immediately unjoin myself. So you want to make sure you ask them before you have them join. And the next thing that you can do is you can post it to your timeline. You can post it to a friend's timeline if they're so inclined. If you have other groups that allow you to post, go ahead and post and share. But you always want to ask permission. I cannot stress that enough. You want to ask permission. So let's go over the 5 tips again. Number 1. You're going to go to the left-hand side of your timeline and you're going to click on Create a Group. Number 2, you're going to give your group a name, you're going to invite at least one person, and you're going to set your privacy up. The third tip is you're going to manage your group, and that's setting your group settings, and you can send messages and you can create events right there. Another thing that you can do in Facebook groups, which I actually didn't mention, is you can create surveys and ask questions. And that's really a great way to find out what your group is really needing and then actually be able to monetize what you do. Because if you ask questions to find out where their pain point is and what they need help on, you can create things to be able to answer that. Number 4, you're going to create your description, you're going to put your icon up there, and then your cover photo. And again, make sure you put some call to actions in there because it's great real estate that you don't want to waste. And then finally, number 5, you're going to share the group, and you want to add with approval only. But you can put it on your own timeline, you can send it to a friend if they've given you permission, and you can put it on, maybe if you already have a page, you might want to send your group over to the group page. In my case, I have both a fan page, business page, and I have a group page. My fan page, business page is where I send out blasts. I put postings of shows and the different things that I do. But on the group page, we ask questions and people feel it's a safe environment to be able to ask questions and to get help. It's a great tool. I really, really encourage you to do this, but keep one thing in mind. Facebook is really clamping down on groups, and so if your group ends up being just one big spam festival, they will shut you down. So make sure your group has content and value, and your fans will love you. So your call to action today is to go over to sparkitnetwork.com/Periscope, where you can download a free ebook on how to do Periscope. If you haven't quite gotten in yet and want to do your own, it's complimentary, it's a tool list, and there's an infographic. And this will come up as a post. All of the posts, all of the 5 for 5s are there. This one will be posted sometime by the end of today, and you'll be able to download this checklist so that you can set up your group. If you have any questions, feel free to connect with me at connectwithcaren.com, and I would love to get on a call with you. So as always, have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you next week on 5 for 5.